This is me, and throughout my whole junior career so far, I've had the dream of becoming an ATP professionally ranked tennis player and playing in the Grand Slams. Now last year I got my first ATP point and joined the ATP rankings, and this year I set myself the goal of becoming one of the best 1,000 tennis players in the world. So as you guys saw, I started off my campaign this year at the Rafa Nadal Academy, quickly followed by my first ever Challenger Tour event for doubles. And this week I step onto the court at an ITF 25k event, all in a bid for ATP points once again. This week I'm playing in Bakersfield in California. This is a $25,000 event where I'm playing in the singles and the doubles. Make sure you subscribe because the video where I play doubles with Karoo is pretty exciting. So let's see how I got on this week. Good morning guys, just woke up. It is match day, beautiful day outside, out here in California. Looking forward to playing my match today. Gonna go get some breakfast now and head to the club for a warm-up. I really have a good feeling about today, looking forward to it. This morning I had my classic protein oats, which is protein powder, oats, banana, blueberries, and some peanut butter in there as well. This has to be my favorite breakfast right now. Whilst eating it, I just chilled, watched some YouTube, answered some comments. We then drove from the Airbnb we were staying to the courts. This morning I was warming up at around 9 or 10 o'clock, even though I was playing later on. I made sure to do a full physical warm-up, lots of band exercises, warm-up for my hips, my knees. I've had some small issues with my knees over the last week or two, just a little bit of inflammation, so making sure to warm that up properly. This morning, just wanted to hit for about 30 to 40 minutes, going up and down the middle, warming up the basic strokes. I was really trying to work on hitting through the ball. These courts were kind of super quick, so the ball was flying through nicely, and we finished with some serves and a couple points. Yes guys, we've got in solid practice. Courts here are unbelievable. I'm really looking forward to competing out here. Weather's great, atmosphere's great. And of course, straight after that, I had to caffeinate with my pre-match coffee. And at 2 p.m, it was time to hop in the gym, get a warm-up going, and get myself ready physically and mentally for the match.
I got the money, I got the show. You got that loving, I can't let go. So tell me, baby, I need to know. Should I keep running or should I go? She's the one I'm running after.
Yes guys, so just about to go on for the match now. I'm really looking forward to it. Gonna go out there with a good mindset, be really pumped on every single point, use my forehand as much as possible to be aggressive, hold firm on the backhand, go and fight for that first win here in beautiful California. A lot of you guys supporting me. I've already met a few of you at the tennis club here, taking some photos, so always good to have some fan support. I appreciate every single one of you watching these videos, liking, subscribing. It really means the world to me. So I'm gonna go out there and fight on the court. Let's go, come on. My opponent in the first round of the qualifying is Abhishek Bastola from Nepal. He's ranked around 1,000 on the ITF World Rankings list, and he's also played the 2023 Davis Cup and managed to get 3 out of 3 wins, which is pretty impressive. So for this match, my aims were pretty simple. I want to be as patient as possible whilst also looking for opportunities to be aggressive. I found out from the kind of the warm-up in the first few points that my opponent was going to be a bit of a grinder. He was going to make a lot of balls, make my life difficult, but I kind of like playing players like that because it means that I can be the one being aggressive. You can see me here wanting to come forwards as much as possible early on and getting that hold in that first game, which is super important. I think I elected to serve first, which I like doing actually, because, you know, even though you obviously there's a pressure on you straight away, I kind of feel it sets the tone in a really good way at the start of this match. And from this moment on, I think the energy was really high. I think I was still finding my footing in these first few games. There were a couple break points on both of our sides, and so it was a little bit of a dogfight to begin this match. But once it got going, I really began to hit it. And a second strong service game for my opponent, acing me there. I knew I had to kind of keep it on serve at the beginning of this match. With us both obviously winning our first 2 service games, we had to really be patient to try and find a kind of an opening. I did feel that he was beginning to miss a little bit on some kind of stray balls, and I did feel that I was confident to kind of be the one being aggressive. I'm just biding my time like this, finding an opening and getting a chance to break would be key. And that ball there landing pretty much smack on the line on that return, getting one of my first break points in this match, him pulling me out to my backhand, him opening the court up, and I've gone straight at him at the net. I don't think the camera angle does it justice, how kind of fast the ball's moving, but I managed to then find this break and go 4-2 up. This gives me a little bit of breathing room, but you can see me here carrying on my strategy of just coming forwards, serve +1, nice and aggressive, and it seemed to be working, and I take a 5-2 lead. My opponent making me serve for it in the first set. Again, you can see me doing the same thing over and over again, and the one thing I'd say to kind of everyone is just, if it's working, keep doing it, keep playing consistently, and doing, you know, what's winning you points. Once again here, coming to the net and taking the first set 6-3. Also guys, if you're excited to see me competing again on the Pro Tour, or if you're one of the 50% of people that watched last week's video that's not subscribed, what are you doing? Go down there, subscribe, it really helps to support the channel. Now let's get back to the video. Second set, I wanted to come out with the same mindset. I really thought that if I can break my opponent early on, I'm going to get good chances to kind of roll him over in a way, because he'd start making some even more uncharacteristic errors on his behalf. And so as you can see here, going up 3-love in this set pretty quickly, giving me a kind of a nice cushion and some good confidence, which led to better and better shots as the match was going on. And of course, I was increasing my serve, I was increasing the RPMs on my forehand, and that began to really put some pressure on my opponent. (40-15) down here, my own service game. I really didn't want to let this lead slip. This was obviously an opportunity for my opponent to break back here. This is definitely not what we wanted. Again, coming forward to the net, him getting a net cord. I don't even know what happened there on that shot. But again here, getting broken, and now it's going to be a test mentally. Can I hold my nerve? Can I not let it affect me too much? Lock it down now from the baseline. Try play some good tennis and make sure that I stay in the lead. And after that beautiful drop shot on the last point, going 30-15 up, putting that passing shot away, getting the pump out as much as possible. I need to stay super high energy here to make sure that I'm kind of cruising into the last game. And this last service game was probably one of my cleanest ends to a match ever. Sorry for the spoilers, but this was much better than my usual kind of match point choke situation. Okay, so I think that was a pretty solid performance for my first round of qualies. It's actually a few days after the match now, but I kind of forgot to film my reaction to it. So I'm going to basically run that through for you guys now. I thought overall the match was great. I think I played really solidly. I played consistently. Throughout the first set and second set, I think I raised my level. I also had a look at the stats from the Swing Vision, which we used to film the match. And I got some really good insights of exactly what I needed to work on for that next match. They give you a full list of all of the stats which happened throughout the match. I can see that my first serve percentage in the first set was 65%, and I only won 68%. Whereas in the second set, I made 71% of first serves and managed to win 80% of points. So essentially, I increased the percentage and won more points. I can actually also see where my shot placement was going. You can see I aimed 35% to his backhand side, meaning, you know, that's exactly where I was targeting. So I managed to do that quite effectively. And 64% of my shots landed past the service box. So that was, you know, getting good depth on the shots is super important. Swing Vision also has loads of other stats like your shot distribution, your first serve return, in-depth statistics. So if you want to go check out Swing Vision for yourself, I'd really recommend it for players trying to improve their game. There'll be a link down in the description, first link where you can go and check it out. Now let's see how the rest of the tournament went. Once we got back later on, I had some Chipotle with Karu. He ran me through some pointers on the match, and then I had an ice bath. Yes guys, so I'm out here going the extra mile. I have a freezing cold pool, freezing right there, and my knee is a little bit temperamental, so I'm effectively doing an ice bath basically. That is cold, excuse my language. So I'm literally just gonna stand in here for like 5 minutes, I think, just up to my knees. It's so cold, but it's good for you, so it's got to be done. Day 2 started off with a Starbucks coffee to get me caffeinated. It was literally the first thing I did whilst driving to the tennis club. I also was kind of sipping on some electrolytes every now and again to make sure I was staying hydrated. I also made sure to re-grip all of my rackets. This is kind of a superstition that I have, and you can see me here eating a banana right before the match as well. My opponent for my final round match to qualify was Ryan Dickerson. He competed at the University of Baylor, where he went unbeaten in his final year at college. He's currently ranked around 1300 ATP in singles, so definitely a strong opponent. So starting off this match against Ryan, I knew it was going to be quite a tough one. He was a very college player-esque esque type of player, and for you guys that play college tennis will know what that means. But he was very loud, getting pumped between the points, and that was an atmosphere that I quite liked actually to begin this match. It really made it kind of more competitive in a way. And I started off strong. I started off that first service game serving really well, but my God, Ryan was serving amazing today. And it's easy to say, but I think I looked after the match, and his serve statistics from the whole match were very high, 80% on first serve percentage and points won. And as you can see, winning his service game pretty comfortably in this first game. But again, I had to respond, and I also won my first 2 service games. But I knew that it was going to be difficult to find a way through, which almost puts a lot of pressure on you as a returner. And that's something I think in my game that I'm trying to do as much as possible is, making those service games as easy as possible, to put so much pressure on my opponent that it's almost tough for them to kind of hold their own serve in a way. And those first signs of a little bit of tenseness, you can kind of see here, putting that forehand into the net. I think I was just a little bit too eager to try and finish the points. Shots like that obviously were working, and aces were firing well, but just the sustained pressure made it really difficult to kind of consistently kind of put that ball back with lots of depth. I think just for one reason or another, I was just lacking a bit of that killer instinct to finish the points nice and early. And that kind of led to a slightly more drawn-out points where, as you can see, he finds that break with that inside-out forehand, and once again wins another service game to love, putting me just under loads of pressure early on. And just a terrible shot from myself. I think a lapse in concentration, falling off towards the end of that first set. I think I started off very strong, but kind of petered off a little bit. And I was really trying to focus, and I think I was struggling a little bit with the concentration in this match. And again, putting those shots where it's just that little bit of extra care to finish the point. I think that, that's one of the things that I definitely need to focus as much as possible on, and I think that delves into the mental side a little bit as well. I'm looking to kind of now work with a little bit of a mental coach, because I think sometimes I have the level and I have the game. It's sometimes bringing that out of myself, and even when I played against Carew recently, it's just I'm going for some really big points, but then I also make a few mistakes. I think if I can clean up those mistakes, the level of tennis is there to compete with guys who are much higher, 500, 600, and that's kind of where I want to be playing consistently. But again, just shots like that, just completely falling off it, is not how you want to be playing. Like I said in my match with Carew, I was kind of struggling with a small kind of pain in my knee kind of every time I'm hitting and loading on that backhand side. Of course, it wasn't something I was really thinking about too much in the match, but I could really tell it was affecting me, especially after 2 or 3 long weeks in America. So I definitely think that also was maybe one of the factors leading to slightly more unforced errors than usual. Again, going down 6-2, 4-1 here, I really thought this is a game that I kind of have to try and break, really kind of solidify myself in this set if I want to have any chance of winning. You can see me taking a step back. I wanted to buy myself a little bit more time, see if that was going to work. And again, those forehands are usually the ones which I can bank on. However, in these games, it just wasn't firing for me. And sometimes you just have those days. You got to work as much as possible to figure out solutions. And as you can see here, just trying to move back a little bit, be a little bit more consistent, try and figure out how to kind of break him here. And I managed to. So finding solutions. But again, Ryan coming up with some really good shots. Go great inside out volley, and he managed to put that backhand out the line. Just coming up with a lot of solutions to some of my questions, which was quite difficult and frustrating. I think a lot of the time I was trying to do the right thing, just with the wrong execution. And obviously when you're on court and you're having days like this, it's obviously frustrating when none of those things are kind of paying off in a way. And in very quick succession after that break, Ryan's up serving for the match here. So unfortunately, I didn't manage to get it done in the second round of qualies. I think overall, I was slightly disappointed with my performance there. I wasn't able to maintain that level for long enough. I'm really trying to work on my tennis level at the moment, increase that level to where I can really be competing in the main draw matches against guys of higher ATP rankings. It's not an easy journey. There's going to be ups and downs. I've accepted that. It's always difficult putting yourself out there on YouTube. You have good days, you have bad days, as we've seen throughout my kind of 1.5 year journey. So I really appreciate every single one of you that leaves a positive comment. That really helps motivate me to kind of keep practicing, keep working on my game. I know it's not going to be easy. Of course, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So, I just, accept that and really try and move on. But yeah, appreciate every one of you guys. I've really been feeling the love with some of you guys coming out, taking photos, saying hello. I appreciate, all of you guys that do that. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.